I'm Sandra King with the city, and thanks for braving the weather today and coming out. We know it's a special occasion, so today we're going to be hearing from a couple of our esteemed elected officials. We'll be cutting a ribbon, we'll be unveiling a dedication, enjoying a delicious breakfast, and taking tours of the Sample-McDougald house with cookies and lemonade. You can also view an art installation that's going to be there called My Backyard Eden by Andrea Huffman, and there's going to be some hands-on activities. So let's get started. I'd like to first invite up the president of the Sample-McDougald House Preservation Society. He was the first president of the Sample-McDougald House Preservation Society. You may know him as our Mayor, Rex Harden.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sandra, and yes, it's indeed a pleasure to be here, and welcome everyone to this wonderful occasion. I tell you what, it's indeed a treat when we have an opportunity to say, to open a new facility like this and to say thank you to somebody who has done so much for our city over so many years. And first I want to say, hey, hats off to the Sample-McDougald House Preservation Society. Thank you guys. Yes. You know, it takes a lot of hard work, effort, and fundraising to keep this house in operation. It's truly a gem for the city of Pompano Beach, but I'm not sure if people realize it is a volunteer organization that's behind the house itself and behind the running of the house. And without that volunteer organization, we would be in a tough spot. Because I know that it's, as Sandra mentioned, I was the initial president of the Sample-McDougald House Preservation Society. I was president when we moved the actual house, and I remember the early days and the gnashing of teeth with the back and forth pull with the city, of course, because this is city property that the house was moved to. And it's always a question of who's going to pay for what. And I know Lamar, he's a Mayor Fisher, he's also been dealing with those kind of issues for years and years and years. But it's indeed a testament to the board for all that they have done to keep this house in operation and the upkeep and everything else that goes with it. So I just did want to say thank you to them. But let me put my glasses on here. I got a little something here, some notes and stuff. But yeah, it's indeed a treat to be here again today. Been here many times. I spent a lot of time here. As I mentioned, it was the original move was coming down Dixie Highway. For those of you who weren't here back in those days, I think everybody here was here back then. But it was indeed a great event. A lot of video cameras, a lot of news coverage, and everybody really was very excited about it. But yeah, for any of you who don't know, this 4,700 square foot historic Sample-McDougald house was built in 1916. It was originally built on Dixie Highway and moved to its present location by the Sample-McDougald House Preservation Society in 2001. And also, I want to give a big shout out to the family, the McDougald family. They actually donated the house to us. I'm not sure if that, yep, there's Cheryl Cook. Yeah, she's one of the descendants of the McDougald family. Because where the house actually resided on Dixie Highway, it was no longer a suitable location for the house. And of course, there was a lot of development pressure. A lot of people wanted to buy that property because the house was no longer occupied. So the family decided that they did not want to see the house destroyed. So they worked with the Sample-McDougald House Preservation Society to enable us to move the house. The house was actually donated to the society by the family. So seriously, it's really been a group effort to get here. Of course, I mean, none of it would have happened without an idea, a brainchild, so to speak, by this woman right up here up front, Margaret White. Yes, I remember back when I was early on in my elected official days, and Margaret, she wanted to have a meeting with me. And also some other people wanted to have a meeting. I remember Dick Anderson and Paul Webb. They agreed to support me in my run for office. I remember Dick Anderson, in fact, he's a realtor here with Balustrade Realty, no longer with us, God rest his soul. But Dick Anderson, he sat me down and he said, Rex, it's good you're running for office. And it's you're running against a tough opponent there, Emily Wilson, but I'm willing to support you, but you got to promise me you're gonna support the preservation of the Sample-McDougald house. I said, well, Dick, okay, I appreciate that. Of course, I want to save as much history in the city of Pompano Beach as I can. And of course, I'll support that. I mean, no guarantees, but absolutely. But then Margaret, she sat me down, and it's like, okay, well, Rex, we need you. We need to embark upon this journey, and somehow I got thrust into the position of president of the Sample-McDougald House Preservation Society during the very early days, which Dirk has done a tremendous job taking over and really carrying it forth. But let's talk a little bit. The house is now open as a museum. The house grounds, of course, is Centennial Park. And it's a great location for, if anybody needs to have a wedding here, talk to Dirk. I'm sure he can help you out. In 1957, Margaret White moved to the then small city of Pompano Beach, population of 5,000. Over the years, she had made countless efforts for the benefit of the city of Pompano Beach. For 60 plus years, Margaret has actively participated in many civic activities and associations. She served as the president of the Pompano Beach Historical Society for 5 consecutive years and continued until recently to serve as an active board member. She had a personal dream of saving the Sample-McDougald house, which was in danger of being demolished. Thanks to her tireless and courageous spirit, the home was not only donated by the McDougald family. Margaret White lobbied in Tallahassee for funding to move the home, found its original grounds, and worked on every aspect until it was moved. In December last year, the city of Pompano Beach proclaimed and honored Mrs. White at a commission meeting for her tireless dedication to improving Centennial Park and her quest to provide a structure that would promote the property and provide a wider range of opportunities for a greater scope of events like this place. The newly erected pavilion, her original pole barn idea, I believe you were talking with Greg Harrison about that, said, we ought to have a pole barn out there. It will today be dedicated in her name. Margaret, we have a surprise for you, which we'll tell you about in just a few minutes, but I just want to thank you personally for all you've done. Claudia, of course, you as well, and the Sample-McDougald House, and thank you all for being here today. Before I sit down, though, I'd like to introduce a few folks that I do work with every single day. That is my fellow city commissioners. We work every single day to try and make this city the best it can possibly be for our residents and visitors. I'd like to introduce first District 2 City Commissioner Rhonda Eaton. The Sample-McDougald House actually sits in District 2. Next we have District 5 City Commissioner Barry Moss. Then we have District 3 City Commissioner Allison Fournier. And last but not least, we've got Vice Mayor Andrew McGee. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, we are honored to have with us today also a former mayor of Pompano Beach, former city commissioner of Pompano Beach, current mayor of Broward County, our own Lamar Fisher, who has some history. So thank you all for being here. It is indeed a great day for the city of Pompano Beach, a great day for the Sample-McDougald House, the Preservation Society, as well as the house, and just for the residents and visitors of our city. So thank you all for being here. I'll ask Sandra to come on back up, and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's give a South Florida Pompano Beach warm welcome for Pompano Beach District 2 Commissioner Rhonda Sigerson Eaton.
Thank you very much, and thanks all for coming. I am just so proud of this city, and I am thrilled to be on the team with the mayor and my fellow commissioners, Mayor Fisher of Broward County, and it's a little overcast, but it is still a gorgeous day in Pompano Beach. Every day is a gorgeous day in Pompano Beach. You might recall back in 2018, we had an initiative throughout the city for our GO bond, which raised $181 million, and it was the residents of this city who overwhelmingly voted to approve that bond. And that bond paid for this beautiful structure here today, and enlivened our Sample-McDougald House, enlivened our park, and is so suitable for where we are right now. The improvements included new walkways and approximately 4,000 square feet of this open air pavilion with a 1,000 square foot attached enclosed building to the rear there. And as you just heard from the mayor, that this pavilion will be dedicated to the longtime resident and pioneer, and will formally be called the Margaret White Pavilion. Thank you. And there are some people that I want to recognize and thank for their hard work in making such a beautiful facility, and that would be D. Pompano Construction, John Shambo. We also have Keith Team, with a shout out to Abby Sutton. Brooks and Scarpa Architects, Jeff Huber. And our very own City of Pompano Beach Gobon Engineer Team, Arthur Cantero, Ferdinand Thorney, and Horatio Donovich. So without further ado, welcome and thank you all you residents for approving the GO bond that helped make today happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Last but not least, someone who is very passionate about the parks in Pompano Beach, and I mean really passionate, my colleague and esteemed Parks and Recreation Director, Mark Boudreau.
Thank you. Great to be here this morning. Usually when I hear flattering comments like that, I have to get out my checkbook. Thanks, Sandra. So today marks another special day in our community's history as we gather to celebrate this stunning new pavilion in Centennial Park. This pavilion isn't just a structure, it's a symbol of our commitment to enhancing the quality of life for all who call this great city home. As we cut this ribbon, let it be a reminder of the countless hours of hard work, dedication, and collaboration that brought us to this day. It's a testament to what we can achieve when we come together with a common shared vision. And I want to extend my gratitude to everyone who contributed to this project, from the visionaries who saw its potential to the craftsmen who turned that vision into reality. This pavilion will be a place where families gather, where friends reunite, and where new memories are made. And certainly to the Sample-McDougald folks and Miss Margaret White and her family, gratitude. So let's celebrate this achievement and look forward to the countless gatherings, events, and joyful moments that this pavilion will host for generations to come. And also, I'd like to recognize and celebrate a group of individuals who often work tirelessly behind the scenes, ensuring that our parks and green spaces remain beautiful, safe, and enjoyable for all. Those unsung heroes are the dedicated men and women who maintain and fix our parks. And these parks are not just patches of land. They are sanctuaries of tranquility, hubs of recreation, and a vital part of our community's identity. They offer us respite from the hustle and bustle of daily life, providing a space for families to bond, friends to gather, and nature to thrive. But the magic we experience in these great oases wouldn't be possible without the unwavering commitment of those who tend to them. These park stewards wake up early, work in sweltering heat, and face countless challenges to ensure our parks remain open and in pristine condition. They mow the grass, trim the trees, plant vibrant flowers, and keep the pathways clear. They repair playground equipment, benches, and picnic tables so our children can play and families can gather. When storms rage and disasters strike, they are the first ones to respond, restoring our beloved parks to their former glory. So today, let's take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to those unsung heroes. Let us remember every time we step into a clean, well-maintained park, it's a testament to their hard work and dedication. Their efforts enhance our quality of life, promote physical and mental well-being, and strengthen the bonds of our communities. To all the park, public works maintenance crews, building maintenance crews, environmental service crews, who contribute their time and energy to preserve these gardens of havens, sorry about that. We thank you. Your commitment to maintaining and fixing our parks ensures that the beauty and serenity they offer will continue to inspire and uplift us. Let us never underestimate the profound impact you have in our lives and the legacy you leave for the future. Your work may go unnoticed, but its value is immeasurable. So thank you for being the guardians of our green spaces. And that would include the folks from Public Works, Rob, Hal, Anthony, Eric, and their entire staff, George and his entire staff, Russ and his staff, Lee Waldo and her great crew, and of course the park staff that kind of puts everything together. So thanks, folks. It's been a beautiful morning and a pleasure being here with you.
I told you he was passionate. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and call up the elected officials and the White family to come on up and cut the ribbon for the pavilion.
3, 2, 1, cut! Hey!